Aryan, we're about to start the podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through to Jason Mantzoukas and he won't pick up. Jason? It's me. Yeah, I'm calling you.
What the hell? How did you even get my number?
I need some advice. Disney asked me to do this podcast thing, and I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous.
A couple of pieces of wisdom. You're the host, okay?
Huh?
That means you're in control. So you need to make sure you're establishing dominance over everybody else on the panel.
How do you do that?
If you can find a way to make your chair 3 to 6 inches taller than everybody else's, so that you're towering over them, you're in a position of power, and they are looking up to you. You are the alpha. You're the one asking the questions, and they better answer.
Assert my dominance. Okay, make the guests uncomfortable with how much better I am than them.
Oh yeah, the first episode, you've got to have banger guests.
We are getting Walker. We're getting our lead. We're
Who?
getting Walker. He plays Percy.
Walter, yes, got it, yep.
And then we're getting Leah, our Annabeth. You know
Right,
her.
fantastic, she'll be fantastic.
They're both going to be great. And we're getting Daniel Diemer.
Ooh, the Cyclops.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm stoked to meet a Cyclops in real life. I think that's gonna be cool as hell. And I'm glad they cast a Cyclops.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Percy Jackson and the Olympians official podcast. My name is Aryan and I play Grover Underwood. Hopefully, those of you watching or listening know me without the horns and the ears and the hooves. But if you don't, turn this off and go watch the first episode of season 2 right now, and also season 1. Go watch that incredible first episode, and then come back to this. We're going to be covering all of the episodes that come out from season 2, so hopefully you'll stick with us as we talk about them with our incredible cast and crew over the next few weeks. I just feel like the title isn't playing. I'm sorry, I feel like it's a little cumbersome. You know, Disney wants it to be called the Percy Jackson and the Olympians official podcast, but it just feels wrong. I feel like Percy Jackson and Co. or Percy Jackson and Friends would be a little bit better. Percy Jackson and his really tall, good-looking, humble, funny, satyr best friend host. Even that could work. Or, I've got it. Grover Underwood and the Olympians, the official podcast. Okay, so as I mentioned a little bit at the top, the point of this podcast is to dive into the new season, season 2. So over the course of these next 8 episodes, I'm going to be talking about season 2 with all of the incredible people who made it. Not just the cast, but some of my favorite crew members and everyone's favorite crew members. Not that I have favorites. But I'm very lucky to be joined here today with Walker and Leah. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Okay. I wanted to hear what your guys' audition stories were like. Because the first time we met was at the chemistry read.
We'd be serving you up on a silver platter to try to travel through them.
Yep, nobody mentioned that. But why did you think we weren't flying? I don't know, I'm just following you guys. See, this is what I mean. You guys are talking about civilization and sacred whatever. I just think we may have skipped some steps here.
I don't really know anything about what your guys' audition processes were.
My dad reminded me the other day that I asked for it, and I learned on the Adam Project that they were gonna make a Percy Jackson show, and apparently I wanted the audition for it. And
Apparently I wanted the audition.
I just completely forgot that
Yeah.
I asked for it.
It didn't come to you and you asked for oh, could you make sure this gets through? You asked for the audition to come to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I got it, and I got pinned, and I thought I wasn't gonna get it. 6 months after that, I got another call back, and then I kind of just did a couple more and then got the part.
So my audition process, I know it wasn't as long as what yours was. Yours was a year longer than mine's. But, well, when I started, I got an audition, and it said, you're auditioning for Annabeth Chase and Percy Jackson. I was very excited. I couldn't be any other person because there was only one girl.
You didn't get an audition for Percy, or?
No, which I should have, actually. We need to talk about that, thank you. Basically, though, I auditioned for Annabeth. My brother, he is a major fan of the books as well. I have, read, I think, verse 2 at that point, and I had like wrote a little bit about it. But the funny part is that when I was auditioning, you know, like I know this is gonna sound like kind of crazy, but this was just after like COVID, so I was like, maybe I might not get this because it's been a while. I haven't acted in like 3 years or something, so like I'm a little bit rusty. Then I slowly start to get more and more like callbacks, and they started sending more auditions, and I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't do that one well, so maybe they're sending another one. Until
you need another chance at this.
Yeah,
It felt so bad they had to give you another chance.
Let's just pretend I don't know anything. I'll try. Great. All right, let's start. I just got that, by the way. That was funny. Let's start with Quest 101, the basics.
One of the first things that we see this season is Sally taking in Tyson and Percy.
This is Tyson. He's a Cyclops. He lives with us now. Mom met Tyson while volunteering in a homeless shelter. Then she got him enrolled in my school.
The highlight of every season for me is working with Virginia. She is the Sally that I imagined. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
She also like, even though she plays a mom on the show, she's still like a mother off of it too.
In
like,
real life,
she all
yeah.
treats us like we're one of hers, which is, I think, is the best of it. Did you ever say
100%.
that?
Yeah.
I feel like, in a way, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, she's kind of become like all of our characters' mom.
Yeah.
In a way. Like Grover's mom, Annabeth's mom, like, she's kind of just there for all of us. That's what I think is so important about the character Sally, is that like in this world where like families don't really exist because they are like forced to be pulled apart and you know, there's monsters coming after the kids and moms have to leave their kids at camp and dads. I think she doesn't want to leave Percy. I don't think any of the parents do.
Something on your mind this morning. What is it?
I had a nightmare. It's about Grover.
Maybe I should drive you guys to camp tonight instead of tomorrow.
You guys? Mom. Why do you keep getting his hopes up?
I had a dream, too.
But like, I don't know, she's kind of playing
She's
it
like a real mom. Like, she's not like a demigod mom.
Yes,
She's just like
exactly.
a nice, like real, regular mom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I also think it's because of Sally that you don't go down the same path that Luke does.
Yeah.
I think otherwise you two would agree a
That's
lot
actually very
more.
true. And one thing about Sally is that she understands. Like, she's like literally like the only mom that can actually see Tyson for who he really is. And she's not looking at this person like this child, huge child. Like, she doesn't like, when she wakes up in the morning, like, she's not like, oh my gosh, that thing still scares me every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
could
she's
be.
not like. So,
I know Percy feels that way for a while.
yeah.
They flinch every time they look at him.
Jesus.
Good
Cover that
gosh.
up.
Still scares me. But I just think it's just a good thing how she doesn't like judge them, and like when she sees the stuff, like she's not like, why did my son have to be like this? Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, she's just like, okay, this is a lot, but we're gonna get through it. You know what I mean?
Okay, something else I wanted to talk about. Obviously, Grover's gone this season, but now the dynamic is, until Daniel joins in on the quest, the dynamic is kind of just Walker and Leah, like Annabeth and Percy. And that's not something we've ever really seen before. Grover's usually there. There's usually some other third party. What was that like? Like, that's the first time you guys have really explored that solo dynamic.
We haven't seen each other for that amount of time. I mean, I guess we kind of did the press tour together, but like, we hadn't filmed with each other. We all haven't like acted with each other.
Yeah.
That was also kind of one of the difficult things about season 2 was like getting back into it.
Yeah.
And like, we almost had to completely like figure out what everything is again, because it's been so long and we've grown up so much since we did it last.
There's been so many like character developments
Yeah.
and personal like changes. Like, we've all grown up. Like, whenever I watch season 2, it feels like it's a different show from season 1. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, these are
Totally.
different people. These are different characters.
In a
And
good
it-
way,
Yeah,
grown
and
up.
it
Yeah.
should be like that.
Like, we still look kind of young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not a drastic change, but to me, like, you can kind of see like hair differences and like
Yeah.
not like hairstyle, but just like how everything like it like just looks.
Yeah. Well, also character-wise, like, Percy's grown up. He got another school year in, and you know he's getting older, and Gabe's gone, so he can just spend time with his mother. And
Yeah.
with Daniel and Annabeth goes back and spends time with her family and tries to fit in. And character-wise, that does add a lot of distance, which is hard because we all like keep in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We
it's
see each
hard
other
to play
all
the
the
character
time.
changes. Another big scene where all of those changes are kind of felt is in the Grey Sisters scene.
Yeah.
Especially with that scene where it's like, I never said boyfriend. I never said boyfriend.
I never said boyfriend. I never said boyfriend.
Okay,
I didn't.
I believe you.
Well, even at this point, like, I'm very conscious not to, like, make it a whole, like, I just don't think he ever really thinks about that
No.
until it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is that he's just completely clueless until it smacks him in the face. in
Exactly.
season-
And then he just completely forgets about it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like
It's like Percy, though.
yeah, exactly. I just have to. That's why I go into every scene, and sometimes like I will admit, like I can tell when they're like, oh my god, they're writing something, and they're like, they pick a random thing for us to like. I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain
where
it.
they kind of like
They want it to-
foreshadow the Percibeth.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
they want it to happen sooner. You know what I mean? Than later. So I think I've been really trying to like not ever. I think Percy just says a lot of stuff without thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing.
He's a very emotional person.
exactly.
Yeah.
He just says what comes to his mind, and then he kind of forgets about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Speaking of, when
Yeah.
you see Luke, you just kind of start, like, that's the angriest that I've ever seen Percy from season 1 into season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seeing him and finally being like, what, you running away again?
Luke! You running again?
I'll see you out there.
It's such an aggressive switch in your dynamic, because we've never
totally.
seen those two interact after he had his heel turn.
well, it's like that's what the weird thing about season 2 is. It's like trying to figure out, you know, at least like between Charlie and I, like we were trying to like, you know, because after what happened at the end of season 1, like what have we been thinking about?
Our parents aren't perfect, but they're trying their best. I met your dad. He-
You did get better.
For me, I think it's really easy because I have the book. You know what I mean? I can literally like open the book and see exactly what he was thinking about.
Yeah.
But you know, that's also the thing about doing like an adaptation like this is like there's little tweaks here and there, like little things change. Like in the book, you know, the scorpion bites me, and then we don't really fight, but like in the show, it was a much bigger thing. Like
It's
it
an
was
emotional moment.
a huge betrayal, you know? And so, and that was kind of like, you know, other than the Ares fight, that was like the finale fight, you know? So I think it kind of shifted everything a little bit, making, you know, Percy a little bit angrier.
I'm gonna be honest, it feels weird to keep talking about Daniel without him actually here, but
Yeah.
lucky for us, he is here. So I'd like to bring on our next guest, Daniel Diemer.
The diva has made it in.
By the way, we shot that entrance like a while ago, and he personally requested to redo it.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was a. I walked in really slow and weird, and it just didn't work
we didn't like it.
the tone that you were trying to bring in.
For our audio listeners, there's like a bunch of mist coming in whenever he.
Yeah, it's gorgeous
There's a lot
right
of
now.
atmosphere coming in.
Haven't seen you look this beautiful since I met you.
Stop
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
look as beautiful the day I lost you.
Okay.
It's good to actually have you here.
Good to be here.
It's been weird talking about you without you actually being here.
Yeah, now we
All
have to be
good
nice.
things. Yeah,
Now I have to say
okay.
good things
There we
about it.
go.
Now we actually have to do it good.
I was waiting for. Yeah, it was too positive.
But I'm glad that you're here because you are the newest member of the trio this season. You are the protector of. I mean, you literally protect him from a big fireball at camp.
There's some protecting going on. I'm doing my best to fill your boots.
Thank you. You're doing pretty
absence.
good.
Yeah. No, there's definitely some protecting going on. 100%. It's very much kind of how Tyson feels, especially coming into the first episode. There's a you're going to still gain your feeling for him, but very quickly he kind of establishes himself that he's trying to do his best to keep everybody alive, which is
Yeah,
very nice of him.
it is very nice.
Or
of him.
fill your hooves.
Nice.
Well, I'm so glad that you
Nice.
thought that long about a joke
I was
for that
trying
to be the punchline.
Yeah.
No, that was good.
Great.
That was good.
That's a good one. I liked it.
I'm proud of you. For my
10 out of
hopes. One of the moments that I wanted to talk about with you, speaking of the attack on camp, when you see Luke for the first time, that's been kind of unexplored. Like, you don't know who he is. Like, do you think, like, Percy talks about him, like, at home? Like, does he sit there brewing, listening to music?
Honestly, I think for me, there's a lot of just confusion there. I think a lot of these things he's learning for the first time. I think we see that when we start talking about the tree and Thalia. There's all of this backstory and history. Pretty much the only body that I've been introduced to in any sort of sense outside of meeting you has really been Annabeth through the picture.
Yeah.
You know, and I think everything else is kind of his world. And there's before we kind of get to this place of being able to be closer. I feel like a lot of that's felt pretty separate. I think Tyson's very curious. You can kind of see there's a lot of questions that come a lot of the time. But yeah, no, meeting Luke, it's like, who is this guy? What's he doing here? What's going on? Why are we so angry? It's just like, he's just very confused and trying to figure out his place and everything, and kind of why this is such a momentous kind of moment.
Another thing I wanted to ask you, how do you separate yourself from Tyson? Because you two are so similar.
Almost identical.
You're like the exact same.
No, the great thing about it is because we're so similar, I really just don't. I just go in as me.
I thought you were method, but it's just been too long for that to be the
Yeah, I
case.
don't really go out. And no, the cool thing is I've had a career playing different types of characters before. And so now I get to be myself for the first time. Sorry. I'll bring it back. Yeah, no. I don't know. I think so much of it, like, we spent a lot of time with prep, you know, it was like 2 weeks of that. I auditioned over 4 months. So there was a lot of time spent with Tyson before we even kind of got into the thick of things. And then so much of that just kind of came pretty relationally, you know? I think I was spending a lot of time in the woods in that first episode. And I think that was the first week that I think I shot with you guys. And so getting that physicality down of kind of how he moves really, really helped me in terms of just being able to feel like, hey, this is separate from who I am, and kind of translates into the awkwardness that he feels with just a little bit more of that ungainliness.
Yeah.
You know what you reminded me of? You reminded me that one day we were out, I think it must have been the woods, or maybe we were out like next to Thalia's tree, but we were doing this scene where like we were running somewhere or something. And I remember we were rehearsing it, and James came over or something, and he was like, hey, like, by the way, the run was like way too goofy. Like, we can't have that.
It was running from the fireballs.
It was, running from the fireballs. And he was like, yeah, like, we just can't, like, it's just way too, like, it's too unrealistic. Like, we really need to change that. And he walked away. Then Daniel, like, turned to me and he said, I wasn't trying to run like Tyson. That was just him.
That was when McElroy came up to me. I think that was on the hill. Yeah.
Oh, Andrew said that to you, our acting coach?
This was like, I think 4 months into shooting, because I got so used to kind of like moving like as Tyson that it just kind of got a little bit too ingrained. And I think it started just being like pretty natural. And I was like, I wasn't trying to put anything on. And he's just like, it just looks stupid, Daniel. Can't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great, does it?
Yeah.
What's with that
This
stupid
happened to me
run
season
you're
one.
doing?
I walked into prep. I think I'm almost positive this was you and Andrew. I walked into like our schoolroom, and it was just you two, and Andrew was up on the table pretending to be the Sphinx so you could have like the backstory.
Yeah.
And I stood there for like 20 seconds mesmerized, and I walked out in dead silence.
I don't know if I can add to that much. That was what happened.
No, I'm sure it was an incredible moment.
Yeah, he was on the table, just growling at me.
That's one of the things I appreciate most about Andrew.
Yeah.
Like,
It's full commitment.
he will just go like 100% in. I remember there was that one scene at St. Louis Arch, like last year, when I sit in the fountain and Grover and Annabeth are like throwing water in my face.
Yeah.
And like we were filming in this fountain, it wasn't moving much, and all of like the camera guys and everyone who had to be like near the camera, like took their shoes off and their socks off, and they were just standing in the fountain with me. And I was
They
sitting
like
there,
rolled up their pants.
and there was a
really
lot of
nice.
like weird stuff in the water, and I was looking at everyone's feet, and like Aryan and Leah kind of felt bad to throw the water in my face, so they were kind of just like hitting me in the chest with it. And Andrew like The note was like, really get him to like throw the water in his face. He like took his shoes off, rolled his like pants up, got into the fountain, and just started like he would pick up like giant scoops of water, and be like, guys, do this. And I was like, and you guys, I know like the looks on your faces were just so.
He made us practice that on him.
We were practicing
Yeah.
throwing the water in my face.
I was scared because I thought that like when you would say like okay or something, I thought your mouth would be like open and then you just like go
was.
right in. Are you serious?
There was times where it was in my mouth. And it was,
Sorry.
no, yeah, but that's what I mean, here's the thing though, like that scene looks amazing. And afterwards, like I told Andrew about it and he was like, he felt so bad for like getting everyone to throw up. I mean, here's the thing, like you can't really do anything about it. Sometimes like you just have to go all in. You know what I mean?
But another thing I wanted to talk about now that Daniel is here, the Gray Sisters scene.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That very comfortable car that we were all sitting in.
Yeah.
So
Lots of room.
comfortable.
It was great.
Yeah.
Actually,
Very.
that reminds me, I should have done this the second Daniel came on. I have a confession to make.
Oh.
This podcast is a stolen idea, and I need everybody in the audience to know that. I need you to know this, and I need you to know this, and you, and you. I need everybody to know. This podcast started with Daniel, and this was the origination of this show.
Hey guys, welcome to Tyson's Taxi Time Talk Show, where I am here with Aryan, who plays Grover in our second season. Actually, well, you also played Percy. We're gonna take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recast the first guy.
But I appreciate you bringing that up. That's very very
No,
sweet.
it would feel
yeah.
wrong to not acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Tyson's Taxi Time will be forever missed.
Tyson's Taxi Time.
And frankly, I'm a little upset that we never got to see it. I hope they release
This
it.
glad I
is,
never
this
got-
is
not to-
very
got to go
close. I
on.
mean, this is just as good. I get to talk with you. You get to host us rather than me host you, and you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. But back to the Gray Sisters, Cam. That is kind of a pivotal moment for everyone. It's literally the first time Tyson like steps into the world of camp. It's the first time, like obviously he had his background like with the Sphinx and all of like his backstory being attacked by different monsters. But it's kind of the first time he does, it's the first part of his quest, you know? It's the first part of him seeing this world. What was that like?
I mean, it was really, I think a lot of the focus for me was more on being able to witness kind of the Percabeth aspect of things. And I think, again, it's like the first time kind of seeing this girl that he's heard about, that he's seen before. And it's, I think for him, he's so excited to be a part of Percy's life.
Yeah.
And this is his first kind of entryway, other than Sally, into his personal life. I think there's at school, it's like there's that, but Percy doesn't really have a lot of friends at school, and that's not a dig. It's
Every
not
time
an
he goes to
insult.
school, he just makes one good friend.
Yeah.
And I don't know
That's
if I
it.
would even be considered as a
all you
good
need.
friend
Yeah,
at that
that's
point
all you
yet. It takes time for that relationship to develop. So I think it's just, I'm really excited to kind of see them interact, but it's also very confusing. I'm like, I don't know who these three women are. The fact that they have one eye between the three of them is
Was that comforting for you?
it was more confusing because they have the eye holes. There's no eye.
Yeah.
It's just what's going on, and so just a little bit of concern. But they seem relatively comfortable with the fact that the Gray Sisters only have one eye. So okay, that's okay. But it's just like a lot of like figuring out what's going on and being like trying to listen and pay attention. But then also, he's just really scared of how fast they're going. So very quickly, I'm kind of like trying to hide from the world that's kind of going around, spinning around him. And it's just, I put the cap on my face and try to ignore the fact that it's going and kind of hyperventilating a little bit. And I think if you look closely, you can see
Yeah.
the cap kind of going in and out.
I do
as
want to
breathe
talk about
as
your
heavy as I
commitment
can.
to that bit as opposed to what actually showed up on screen.
Every time he'd take the hat off of his face, he'd be like on the verge of like passing out every time.
Hopefully people appreciated it when they saw it, and if they noticed it at all.
Well, they will now.
Yeah.
You will now. Look out for it. And obviously there's that really kind of almost like awful scene between Annabeth and Percy where you're excited to go up to talk to him and then you see Tyson in the background and it kind of shuts you down.
Percy and Annabeth never finished what they started. And when I say that, they're always about to say like, hey, like, did you get my, like, just saying this, like, there's no phones, but like, it's like, hey, did you get my text? And then you try to explain it, like, oh, well, someone said something, and then boom, something happens and it interrupts it. So that sucked. Do you want to talk? Actually, do you want to walk? Come on, we're already in trouble. What are they gonna do?
No, it's just Tyson's a little. I'm kind of talking to him right now. Why don't you come in?
You think that, like, you know, I'm thinking that I'm about to approach you like, hey, like, can we talk about something? You know, like, can we finally finish this? Boom, something happens. So I definitely feel like it's always left like unfinished, and that's actually kind of a thing that's been going on actually since the first season too.
And even at that scene at the barrier, you try to talk to him, Fireball interrupts you, you can't get through to him.
Exactly.
And it's not like you ever have a chance to resolve that because you walk into Luke poisoning Thalia's tree.
Yeah. And, you know, even I think it tried to sneak in a little bit in the car. When you're watching it, you kind of see, like, how, like, me and him kind of, like, squeeze off, and we're like, what is this about? Like, what about camp and stuff? And then that's when Tyson comes in, and he's like, hey, guys, like, still over here, you know what I mean? So everything gets cut off, but it's just, like, the little things, you know?
Hey, what's going on here?
Oh.
Jason?
Oh,
Hey.
Oh,
You
hey.
guys doing a podcast?
I thought you weren't going to do this.
Yeah, well, I figured, you know what, maybe I'd jump in on this. I brought a mic.
Oh,
nice.
I just need just a
Um.
USB to plug into.
Yeah, I don't...
Can I just do that? Can I plug into one of these cameras? What do I?
We would have prepared better for this if you,
Maybe I can just,
We...
maybe I can just share. Should I just jump in the middle here? What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Or-
pretty cool,
you can
huh?
use
Wow.
mine.
What a cool place.
No, it's pretty great. This is,
Yeah.
you know, you remember filming here, the big house.
Hey, I'm Jason. I don't think we met.
Yeah, Walker. We have met.
Dude,
Hey.
so good to see you.
so good to see you as well.
My guy.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Look
guy.
just as handsome as ever.
Wow, fun. Hey, Leah.
Hey. Hi.
Great to see you.
Yes, you too. Thank
Aryan in the big chair.
Aryan in the big chair. Well, I took your advice. I made sure my chair was a little bit higher than
see?
everybody else's.
Taller. See, look at me. I feel powerless.
Yeah.
You know?
Good. And that's exactly
Between
the
the
position
big guy
I
and the little guy?
all of you in.
Little guy.
you. Better shout.
You know? I'm just medium.
Between the regular sized guy and like the really freakishly small one.
Yeah. We've got a real Goldilocks going
I
on.
was
Yeah,
just
that's-
gonna say.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, they're-
great minds. Great minds. Were you thinking that?
Yeah, it
Why
was.
am I saying
Nah,
that? I'm
that was
fun
my.
size.
No, he.
I guess I don't.
He's actually fun size. Yeah.
We can just share it.
By the way, I should mention for everyone listening at home, Jason Mantzoukas kindly decided to show up
Hooray! Woo! Here I am.
after declining
Crashing
my
the
initial
podcast.
Ooh.
after declining my initial podcast
You know, I
invitation.
declined your invitation, Aryan, and then I thought about it
Yeah.
after producers yelled at me for a while.
And then you decided of
pointed
your
out
own
very
accord.
specific language in my contract and gave me a time and date, and I made sure I was here.
Nice.
Thank you for doing this of your
so
own accord then.
you can release that check, everybody.
Invoice will be coming soon.
But we're glad to have you here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here talking about my favorite TV show, Percy Jackson.
Nice.
Or should I say my favorite TV show, Peter Johnson.
Peter
Yes.
Johnson and the Olympians. Now Grover Underwood.
I
guess so. Wait, do you say Peter Johnson in season 2, or do you say Percy Jackson in season 2?
Look, Peter.
Peter Johnson is here.
Yes, Peter.
It's Percy.
Exactly. I say Percy in one scene.
I was gonna say.
And Peter in another. I believe. Oh, in season 2? No, I only say. I'm so sorry. In season 2, I think I only say Peter. It's not until season 3,
no,
I
it was
think, that I
season
call you
1.
Percy. Percy?
Yes?
That's your name?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because I'm 90% sure it's Peter.
Percy. Percy Jackson.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I know my own name.
You know what? I don't actually care.
There's a little slip up at the end. Remember that? Was that in? Was that
You're
in there?
right.
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
we should
remember.
start giving some season 3 spoilers.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
I'd
give some
love to
more
give
season 3
spoilers.
spoilers.
Have you guys talked about the musical episode yet?
No,
Jason!
we're getting to that actually.
Oh,
I
sorry.
was-
Oh, this is
yeah.
just. We're talking about season.
No,
we're talking
way to
about
jump the
episode
gun,
1.
dude.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to jump to the end. I'm still. Have you guys learned all the songs?
No.
I've been taking singing lessons ever since we were at.
I've got all the
I'm-
songs. It's a choreo that's tricky for me.
My
and the
drum solo
hooves.
is ready to go, but my like all my harmonies are terrible.
I know all my
I was
musical
thinking
numbers.
that.
Just saying.
Yeah, I can't.
You want
All my
to
stuff
help?
memorized.
This is very romantic. I don't mind.
Okay, thank you.
For all our
guys.
audio
I just wanted to
listeners,
make
there's
sure.
a weird
And my people.
there's a weird thing happening on
Oh,
the couch
I
with the
couldn't be
3
happier.
guys. Jason's in the middle of them,
Just
and they're
with my
both
boys.
wrapping him with
Just
their
hanging
arms.
with my guys.
My boys.
This must be a pretty fun gig for you. You don't have to be nice to any of them.
Oh no, this is the best gig. I get to wear comfortable clothes, Birkenstocks, walk around a
Which
beautiful...
you were wearing this morning.
I was
like,
wearing
out of
this
character,
morning,
just
yes.
regular.
Oh yes, I put on boots just for on camera.
They look great.
Wow.
Thank you. But
They're
then I
nice
get to
boots.
walk around the woods and just scream at children all day, and it is, boy, cathartic.
Which is what I imagine you do in your free time.
Oh yes,
anyway.
but I don't get paid so handsomely for it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
You're still
I-
getting paid when you're like, not on
I
set for
don't get
that?
paid in the real world when I'm yelling at kids. I'm saying I get paid in a free Disney Plus subscription for doing this show. So
I get free
not
Disney
to
Plus.
brag, but I'm watching as much Disney as I want.
One of my favorite scenes is when we find out that Daniel is Percy's brother. And that scene, one of my favorite lines in season 2, and I'm so unbelievably glad this didn't get cut. I thought it was going to, is when Mr. D talks about how Poseidon just can't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. He never could keep his trident to himself. Am I right?
It is rather funny.
I think Mr. D gets a real kick out of laughing at Poseidon. Any opportunity, I think, that Mr. D can take anybody down a peg or insult anybody, whether it's the kids at camp or it's any of the adults, any of the gods. Yeah. If he can be roasting them, if he can be laughing at them, boy, does he love it. So finding out that Poseidon's out there fathering Cyclops children, I think really cracked him up.
Yeah. I find it really funny. Is like canonically, is Tyson younger than Percy, or is it one of those things where he ages differently?
No, I think he's younger than Percy, but he also ages differently.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, he's so big so quickly. But he is still a Cyclops baby. I think it was something, when I was reading, it was something like 8 years old. But he looks like he's like 16, 17 in terms of, or like in terms of demeanor, and but his vocabulary is that more towards like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think is what they were saying. But I haven't had that chat specifically with Rick yet. But yeah, younger brother for sure. And then just ages, and especially size-wise, much quicker.
One of my favorite changes is how he changed the portrayal of Tyson to make him less so like less of a big baby and more so someone who has just been so unexposed to what the world is actually like that he's just so curious about everything and he just can't get enough, you know? Especially, again, a little teaser, the scene where he finally starts interacting with, other people who aren't human, people who he can actually like relate to. And I think he's not like, and we do that with a lot of the side characters in this show, like Medusa in season 1. We give them a little bit more depth, and I think that's what we did with not with Poseidon, because he's just so stupid in the books, but with Tyson this season.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is how you played him. You play him with so much depth. And
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that was, definitely the intention. I think it's, the relationship, I feel, is so much more fulfilling when you're able to see kind of this complexity of the character. And so it's like if he's just childlike, but it's in terms of just like an intellectual thing where he's just not quite up to speed with everybody else, it loses all of the beautiful things about being a child as well, which exactly like you said, is that curiosity. And so I think there's this, and also kids have this great EQ. They're so good at reading a room. They're so good at picking up on energy of different people and who they can trust and who they can't. And I think that's Tyson's superpower as well. And so to be able to kind of lean into all of those aspects rather than just kind of like, I don't know if weaknesses is the right word for it, but of being younger, there's things that are more difficult when you're younger, of things that you haven't figured out for yourself. But this curiosity that he brings, I think, gives him that depth as well. And I think that's been really useful for us.
yeah, like that transparency he has in the scene at the very end where he's like, sleep is good, and he's really opening up.
Monsters come after you a lot. Out there.
Sleep's good. Means you're safe. And I think we'll get good sleep here.
because he's not like, a god who's lived for 3,000 years. He doesn't have any barrier. He can genuinely just talk about what his life has been like and not have any inhibitions about it. And obviously that scene leads into the cliffhanger for episode 1, the Sea of Monsters reveal, which is a very, very Percy Jackson moment.
Totally.
I think I know how to save camp.
I think I know how to save camp.
I know how to save camp.
I always have those big, like, dramatic lines, and the note is always, try not to, like, make your voice deeper to sound cool. You just want to do that. I don't know.
It's weird. You're making your voice deeper right now, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's usually so high-pitched.
That's a good thing to say to someone. Why are you making your voice deeper? But I did that to my brother the other day. And he got really mad at me for doing that. But there's always a big, that's what I love about this show. There's always, the end of every episode is always a big, like, huge line or a huge moment.
One of my favorite endings and my most vivid memory from filming is, it is a season 1 moment, but it's that scene where you're with Mr. D and I and Chiron, and you're like, where do we leave?
When do we leave?
Oh my God, do you remember filming that?
Yes.
Because I had another line that was like similar to that in the other scene, and it was like, when do we start? It was with Luke, where he's like, we need to figure out like what you're good at. And I was like, all right, when do we start? And then in this one, it was when do we leave? And we probably did it, I don't even know how many times. That was like, this was like my first day working with you too.
It was, yeah.
It's a good first impression,
I think it was the first day I met both of you.
Yeah, it was. That was a great first impression. That scene.
And then just proceeded to just yell at you and try and insult you as hard as I possibly could for a full day.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That was also the day I brought my trident in. Remember that trident I had? And then I had to remove it from set because someone ran into it. I didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Someone walked into it. It's a very different thing.
You were throwing it at people.
I was.
And we have to wrap
Wait,
up.
what's time? I bet we can go on forever.
Yeah. We can.
It's a podcast, right?
There's no labor laws in
I've been on
Canada about
podcasts
that,
that
right?
go for like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be awesome. We
Wait,
should do that one
doesn't
day.
pod mean like this, and then cast means like who you're with?
Oh, now that's interesting. Sure, it does. Yeah.
So like, do you just? Okay, now Daniel is like. I mean, like I was
I
saying.
mean, you're right.
like,
That's not why we call it
You're
a
like-
podcast, but absolutely, you're
But
correct.
does that sound?
No,
All right, Leah.
that is
We
like
are
a
a
correct
Anyway, we're probably out
This
of time
is the
now.
cast.
You know what I mean? Like
It's a good
pod, cast.
Yes.
analysis of the etymology of the word.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on episode 1 of the official Percy Jackson and the Olympians podcast. I think it went pretty well. There's a lot of cuts that you guys didn't see, but
It went okay. It went okay.
I thought it went pretty well.
I mean, I gave you, when you called me, if you remember, I gave you a bunch of pointers about how to make it great.
Yeah.
And you've done, frankly, none of that. I said, get great guests, A-listers. I said A-listers.
I may.
I said, you know, I said,
Well, that's
get
why
The
you're
Rock. I said, get The Rock.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think he's busy right now. He's not picking up
all
the
right,
calls.
fine.
I think there were some better guests we could have gotten, but that's why
There's much better
Jason
guests.
is here.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I'm thrilled to be here, and if I'm your biggest guest, that's terrible news for you. You know, people are going to tune in and be like, "Oh, whoa, Jason M is on," and they're going to think it's Momoa, and then they're going to tune in and be like, "Wait a second, that's not Momoa," and they're going to be furious.
Yeah. Should we just give you like a bunch of tattoos and
Yes.
put some lifts in your
You know what?
shoes?
Just say I'm Momoa. Nobody knows.
Jason
Nobody can tell
Momoa,
the
thank you so
difference
much for
between-
joining us.
Yes, thrilled to
Thank
be
you,
For all
here.
the
Jason
audio
Momoa.
listeners.
Here I am, Jason Momoa.
Daniel Day-Lewis and me.
Yeah,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
same.
For all the
Identity.
audio listeners,
Yeah,
I'm so
Daniel
glad to have
Day-Lewis.
Jason Momoa,
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Walker, Texas Ranger, Will Ferrell, and Cillian Murphy. I'm so glad to have you guys.
Oh,
on.
wow. Is that your dream lineup?
Yeah, 100%,
Will
yeah.
Ferrell and Cillian Murphy?
What
They
a
get the
I would
chemistry.
love to watch that.
group.
I would love to watch that interview.
But thank you guys so much. We'll see you on the next episode. Watch and listen to the Percy Jackson and the Olympians official podcast, available on Disney Plus and wherever you get your podcasts. And don't miss Percy Jackson and the Olympians, now streaming on Disney Plus.